never believed in ghosts. I thought all those paranormal stories were just made up to scare people until something happened to me, something I can't explain. It all started when I moved into my new apartment. It wasn't anything special, just a small, old place in an older part of town. The rent was cheap, which should have been a red flag, but I didn't care. I was just happy to have a place of my own. The first night was quiet, almost too quiet. The only thing that stood out was the bathroom mirror. It was huge, taking up almost the entire wall above the sink. It was old, slightly warped, and had these strange little cracks along the edges. I didn't think much of it. Just an old mirror, right? That night, as I was getting ready for bed, I turned off the bathroom light and caught a glimpse of something in the mirror. A movement, a shadow. I turned back quickly, but everything looked normal. Maybe it was just my imagination. Maybe I was just tired. But then, a few nights later, I started to feel something. You know that feeling when you're alone, but it suddenly feels like someone else is in the room, like eyes are watching you. That's exactly how I felt, especially when I was near that mirror. At first, I ignored it. I had work to focus on. I was exhausted, barely sleeping. But then, things got worse. One night, as I was brushing my teeth, I noticed something strange. My reflection, it didn't feel right. At first, I couldn't tell why. It looked like me, moved like me. But then, I leaned in closer, staring into my own eyes. And that's when I saw it. My reflection blinked. I hadn't. A cold shiver ran down my spine. I froze, toothbrush still in my mouth. I blinked rapidly, trying to convince myself I had imagined it. But then, the reflection smiled. I didn't smile. I stumbled backward, nearly falling over. My breathing turned shaky as I reached for the light switch. I flicked it off, then on again. My reflection was normal. My mind was racing. Had I been imagining it? Maybe I was just exhausted. Maybe it was a trick of the light. I told myself anything to calm down, but deep down, I knew something was wrong. The next night, I avoided looking at the mirror completely. I brushed my teeth with my head down, washed my face without opening my eyes. But the feeling of being watched didn't go away. And then it happened again. As I was walking out of the bathroom, I glanced back, just for a second. But in that second, I saw something that nearly made me scream. My reflection wasn't moving. I had turned away, but it was still standing there, staring at me. My stomach dropped. I couldn't move. It was like time had frozen, and then, slowly, its head tilted to the side. Its mouth opened, just a little, just enough for me to hear a whisper. "Let me out." I ran. I slammed the bathroom door shut, my hands shaking so badly I could barely turn the lock. I pressed my back against the door, heart pounding in my chest. I stayed like that for what felt like hours, listening, but the apartment was silent. The next morning, I didn't even go back inside the bathroom. I packed my things, called my landlord, and said I was leaving. I didn't care about my deposit. I just wanted out. As I was grabbing my keys, I made the mistake of looking toward the bathroom one last time. The door was open, and the mirror was empty. I ran out of there and never looked back. To this day, I don't know what I saw. I don't know if it was real or if my mind was playing tricks on me. But sometimes, late at night, when I catch my reflection in a window or a mirror, I swear it looks just a little too still. And sometimes, I think I hear a whisper, "Let me out."